Welcome to the channel Liberty Old Coin, and thanks for joining me today. You know, there's something incredibly exciting about holding a piece of history in your hands, something that has traveled through time and carries stories most people will never know. First up, let's talk about the star of today's episode, the 1975 Australian 50-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. This isn't just any old coin. This is a piece of Australian history that holds a fascinating story, and for some lucky collectors, a significant amount of value. We're talking about one single coin here, not a roll or a collection, but one individual 50-cent piece that could be worth far more than its face value. And the best part, you might already have one sitting in your pocket or tucked away in an old jar, completely unaware of its potential. Now, let's rewind the clock and understand exactly why this coin was made. Australia had decimalized its currency back in 1966, moving away from the old pounds, shillings, and pence to a simpler system of dollars and cents. The 50-cent coin was introduced as a round silver coin at that time, but it was quickly changed in 1969 to its current 12-sided dodecagonal shape. This iconic shape, along with its substantial weight, makes it one of the heaviest coins in regular circulation anywhere in the world. The 1975 edition was part of the standard circulating coinage, produced at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. It was created simply to keep up with the demands of commerce and everyday transactions, just like millions of other coins before and after it. But within that massive production run, something remarkable happened. This is where the history gets truly interesting and where the value starts to reveal itself. The coin features the elegant second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by the renowned artist Arnold Machin. She's depicted wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland diamond tiara, a cherished piece of royal jewelry. The reverse, designed by Stuart Devlin, proudly displays the Commonwealth coat of arms, supported by Australia's iconic kangaroo and emu. It's a classic design, but the year 1975 holds a special place in numismatic history. The Royal Australian Mint struck a total of 19,048,000 of these 50-cent coins for circulation, along with a much smaller run of 23,021 proof coins. So while the coin isn't particularly rare in terms of overall numbers, its value comes from a combination of factors, including its condition, and most importantly, the errors that occurred during its minting. And that brings us to the million-dollar question, or at least the several $1,000 question. Why is this coin so valuable? The truth is, the standard 1975 50-cent coin in average circulated condition isn't worth a fortune. You might see it valued somewhere between 71 cents and a couple of dollars. And this is a massive, but the real treasure lies in the coins that have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition, and even more excitingly, the ones that feature spectacular minting errors. You see, when the mint strikes over 19 million coins, mistakes can happen, and those mistakes can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collector's item. For example, there are documented cases of 1975 50-cent coins that were struck significantly off-center. Imagine a coin so misaligned during the striking process that the heads of the kangaroo and emu, and even part of the Queen's portrait, are completely missing. These are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. One such coin, a 1975 50-cent off-center error, was described as being a very rare and possibly unique example of this year and denomination. This is the kind of coin that makes collectors' hearts race. But the excitement doesn't stop there. There's also the legendary and somewhat mysterious 1975 Australian obverse paired with a Fijian 50-cent reverse. Some references to this coin exist, and it's been suggested that an example in extremely fine condition could be worth an astonishing $4,000. If such a coin truly exists, it would be a holy grail for collectors, a unique piece of numismatic history that bridges two nations. So when we ask if the 1975 50-cent coin is really that valuable, the answer is a resounding yes, but only for the right examples. So let's get down to the numbers you've been waiting for. What is the maximum price you can sell this coin for? Well, if you have a standard circulated coin, you're looking at a few dollars at most. But for the high-grade, uncirculated specimens, the value climbs. A coin graded MS65, Mint State 65, has a retail value of around $54.30, and if it reaches an exceptional MS66 grade, that value jumps to approximately $85. That's a fantastic return for a coin that was originally worth just 50 cents, and that's just for the regular, error-free coins in top condition. But the sky's the limit when you enter the world of mint errors. We've already mentioned the potential $4,000 for the rumored Fiji error. And what about those off-center striking errors? The value of such a unique and visually striking error coin is likely to be significantly higher, potentially reaching into the thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's overall grade. For a collector, owning a piece of minting history like that is priceless. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin, the proof versions. In 1975, the Mint produced 23,021 proof 50-cent coins. These were specially struck for collectors and feature a mirror-like finish that makes them stand out from the regular circulation strikes. The value of these proof coins can range from a few dollars to over $100, depending on their condition and demand. It's a testament to the fact that even coins not intended for circulation can become highly valuable treasures. The key takeaway here is that condition is everything. The difference between a coin that's been jingling in pockets for decades and one that has been carefully preserved is the difference between pocket change and a significant payday. So, if you have a 1975 50-cent coin, the first thing you should do is examine it closely. Look for any unusual features. Is the design perfectly centered, or is it off-kilter? Are there any strange markings or double strikes? These could be the signs of a valuable error. But here's the honest truth. Not every 1975 50-cent coin is a gold mine. The vast majority of them are common, everyday coins worth just their face value. However, the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The possibility that you might be holding that one-in-a-million error coin, the one that slipped past the quality control inspectors and into your pocket, is what drives collectors to search through rolls of coins and old change jars. This is why I'm so passionate about this topic. You could be sitting on a hidden fortune without even realizing it. The 1975 Australian 50-cent coin is a perfect example of how a little bit of knowledge can turn a mundane object into a potential windfall. It's not just about the money, though. It's about the story, the history, and the connection to a time and a place that has long since passed. Every coin has a tale to tell, and the 1975 50-cent piece has a particularly intriguing one. The designs on the coin themselves are worth appreciating. The second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin is considered one of the most beautiful and iconic depictions of the monarch on coinage. And the reverse, with the Australian coat of arms supported by the kangaroo and emu, is a powerful symbol of the nation. These artistic elements, combined with the coin's substantial weight and unique 12-sided shape, make it a piece of art in its own right. Now let's think about the future. As time goes on, these coins become scarcer. They get lost, melted down, or simply worn away through use. The number of 1975 50-cent coins in pristine, uncirculated condition is only going to decrease, which means their value is likely to increase over the long term. This makes them not just collectibles, but potential investments. By holding onto a high-quality example, you're preserving a piece of history that could become even more valuable in the years to come. I want to motivate you to take action. Don't just watch this video and forget about it. Go and check your coins right now. Look for that 1975 date on a 50-cent piece. Feel its weight in your hand. Examine it under a good light. You never know what you might find. The thrill of discovery is one of the greatest joys of this hobby, and it could be your turn to experience it. This is the moment where knowledge meets opportunity. The coin collecting community is a passionate one, and the demand for high-quality Australian coins is strong. Collectors are always on the lookout for the next great find, and they're willing to pay a premium for coins that stand out from the crowd. Whether it's a perfectly preserved MS-66 example or a dramatic off-center error, there's a buyer out there who is eager to add it to their collection. This demand is what drives the prices we see at auctions and in price guides. And that's where you come in. By educating yourself about the value of coins like the 1975 50-cent piece, you're empowering yourself to make smart decisions. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a complete beginner, the world of numismatics is full of surprises and opportunities. This coin is a perfect example of how a little bit of research can potentially lead to a big reward. It's a story that combines history, art, and a dash of luck. So to wrap things up, the 1975 Australian 50-cent coin is absolutely valuable, but its value is highly dependent on its condition and any minting errors it may possess. While a standard circulated coin is worth very little, a high-grade uncirculated specimen can be worth up to $85, and a rare error coin could be worth thousands. The maximum value you could achieve for one of these coins could easily reach $4,000 or more for a unique error variety. It's a thrilling prospect that should motivate every single one of you to start checking your change. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting insights. Share this video with your friends and family. You never know who might have a valuable coin hiding in their collection. Your support helps us continue to bring you amazing content like this. And don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know if you've ever found a valuable coin in your change. I'd love to hear your stories. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the fascinating world of coin collecting. There are so many other coins out there with their own unique stories and values. Keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep looking. Your next great find could be closer than you think. It's this sense of possibility and adventure that makes numismatics such a rewarding hobby. Remember, every coin has a story, and the 1975 Australian 50-cent coin is a story of hidden potential. It's a testament to the fact that value can be found in the most unexpected places. So go ahead, take a closer look at your coins. You might just be holding a small fortune in your hands, and that's a feeling like no other. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy hunting! Next coin, the 1996 Australian 50-cent Elizabeth II coin. You want to know if it's valuable. You want to know if it can be valuable in the future. You want the maximum price. You want the history. And you want the truth. Here is the truth that most people will not tell you. This coin is extremely valuable. Not just kind of valuable or maybe someday valuable. I am talking about genuine, serious, life-changing money for the right specimen, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. Let's start with the history because context is everything. The Australian 50-cent coin was first introduced on 14 February 1966 when Australia switched to decimal currency. The original design featured the Commonwealth coat of arms on a coin made from 80% silver. But here is the fascinating part. The value of silver actually became higher than the face value of the coin itself, so the government was forced to withdraw that version and replace it with the 12-sided cupronickel version we see today. That is how powerful the 50-cent coin has always been. It literally made itself too valuable to exist in its original form. Now let's talk about the 1996 issue specifically. This coin was struck in copper nickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 15.55 grams and has a diameter of 31.5 millimeters. The obverse features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right, designed by Raphael Makhlouf, wearing the King George IV state diadem. The reverse features the iconic coat of arms with the kangaroo and emu, designed by Stuart Devlin. This is classic Australian numismatics at its finest. Now let's get to the numbers. The total mintage for the 1996 circulation 50-cent coin was 19,296,800 pieces, and the proof version, only 37,335 pieces. That proof mintage is tiny. When you have a proof coin with only 37,335 examples in existence, you are looking at serious scarcity. But the real value doesn't stop there. This is where it gets exciting. There is a 1996 50-cent partial collar high rim error that has been identified and slabbed by PCGS at MS66. This coin features a partial collar strike with a high reverse rim, what they call a scalloped edge or ram strike. And it is labeled very rare. Do you understand what that means? You could be holding a coin worth thousands of dollars and not even know it. The current market value of a standard circulated 1996 50-cent coin ranges from around 56 cents to $6.06, depending on the condition. An uncirculated example can fetch $6.06 or more, but that is just the beginning. An uncirculated coin from a mint set sells for $20 right now, and that is just the retail price for a standard uncirculated piece. Now let's look at the certified grades. According to the official price guides, a Mint State 63 example is valued at $4.30, MS64 at $5.50, MS65 at $7.20, MS66 at $8.90, and MS67 at $10.60. But here is what the price guide doesn't fully capture. The auction prices are where the real money is. A PCGS MS67 example of the 1996 coat of arms 50-cent coin has been sold at auction. And when you see coins like this hitting the auction block, the prices can far exceed the guide values. The proof version from 1996 is where the serious collectors are looking. With only 37,335 proof coins minted, these are genuinely scarce pieces. The proof coins are part of the Royal Australian Mint's annual proof sets, and collectors actively seek them out. The proof finish gives these coins a mirror-like background with frosted devices, making them absolutely stunning to look at and highly desirable. But the maximum value. This is where it gets really interesting. We have seen error coins from this same year command premium prices because of their rarity. The partial collar high rim error I mentioned earlier, that coin is slabbed PCGS MS66 and is considered very rare. When you combine a low mintage with a significant mint error, you are looking at a coin that could sell for $500, $1,000, or potentially much more to the right collector. And this is exactly why the 1996 50-cent coin can be valuable in the future. Collectors are always searching for high-grade examples of classic designs. The coat of arms design is timeless. The Elizabeth II portrait is iconic. And as time passes, high-quality examples become harder to find because many have been lost, damaged, or worn down through circulation. The future value potential is enormous. Think about it, this is a coin that was minted 30 years ago. In another 30 years, how many MS67 examples do you think will still exist? How many perfect proof coins will remain in their original packaging? The supply only decreases over time. The demand from collectors only increases. That is basic economics, and it applies perfectly to this coin. The Australian 50-cent coin is one of the most popular coins to collect in the entire country. People love the 12-sided shape. They love the coat of arms design. They love the history behind it. And when you have a coin that people love, combined with genuine scarcity, you have a recipe for serious value appreciation. Now let me tell you something that most dealers won't tell you. The real money in coin collecting is not in the common coins. It is in the exceptional examples. A circulated 1996 50-cent coin might only be worth a few dollars, but a perfect, uncirculated example with a full strike and beautiful luster. That is where the value multiplies. A PCGS-graded MS67 or MS68 example could sell for hundreds of dollars. A proof example with deep cameo contrast, even more. And if you have the partial collar error, that is a completely different ballgame. Error coins are a specialized area of collecting, and collectors pay premium prices for dramatic, eye-catching errors. The 1996 partial collar error with its scalloped edge is exactly the kind of error that generates excitement at coin shows and online auctions. The Royal Australian Mint itself acknowledges the importance of the 50-cent coin in Australian numismatic history. This is not just some random coin. This is a piece of Australian heritage, and heritage has value. People pay for history. They pay for rarity. They pay for quality. The 1996 50-cent coin delivers on all three counts. So what is the maximum value? For a standard circulated coin, you are looking at maybe $6 to $10. For an uncirculated coin from a mint set, $20. For a high-grade certified example like MS-67, you could be looking at $100 to $200 or more. For a proof example with deep cameo, $200 to $500. And for the partial collar error in MS-66, that could easily be $500 to $1,000, or potentially more, depending on the bidding competition. And in the future, these numbers will only go up. As more collectors enter the market, as more coins get graded and encapsulated, as the supply of high-quality examples continues to shrink, the prices will rise. The 1996 50-cent coin is not just a coin. It is an investment. It is a piece of history. It is a conversation starter. And most importantly, it is valuable. So when someone tells you this coin is not valuable, they are either misinformed or they are trying to buy it from you cheap. Do not fall for it. The 1996 Australian 50-cent Elizabeth II coin has genuine value today, and that value is only going to grow in the future. Whether you are a collector, an investor, or someone who just found this coin in your change, you need to understand what you are holding. This is not pocket change. This is a piece of Australian numismatic history with serious potential. And now you know the truth. Second coin, the 1999 Australian 50-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. You might have one sitting in your pocket change right now, or perhaps tucked away in an old jar. And if you do, you could be holding onto a piece of history that is far more valuable than its face value of 50 cents. This isn't just a standard coin. It represents a pivotal moment in Australian numismatics, a beautiful piece of art, and a potentially lucrative investment that many collectors are actively seeking out. The story of this coin begins not in 1999, but decades earlier, with the very first Australian 50-cent piece. The original coin, introduced in 1966, was a round coin made of 80% silver. However, its story was short-lived because the price of silver on the global market rose so dramatically that the metal within the coin became worth more than 50 cents. People began hoarding and melting them down for their bullion value, which forced the Royal Australian Mint to step in and completely redesign the coin. By September 1969, a new, iconic 50-cent coin was introduced into circulation. It was given its famous 12-sided, dodecagonal shape to distinguish it from the 20-cent coin, solving the confusion that had plagued the original design. This new coin was made of a cupronickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel, which ensured its intrinsic value would never again exceed its face value. The reverse of the coin, designed by the renowned artist Stuart Devlin, features the stunning Commonwealth coat of arms, supported by Australia's iconic kangaroo and emu, all set above a field of stylized wattle leaves. This design has remained a beloved staple of Australian currency ever since, a powerful symbol of the nation. However, the 1999 issue is exceptionally special because it marks a major turning point in Australian coinage history. For the first time ever, the coin featured the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a masterful design by the acclaimed sculptor Ian Rank-Broadley. This was a significant departure from the previous portraits that had graced Australian coins for decades. Rank-Broadley's depiction of the Queen is mature and dignified, showing her wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland diamond tiara. You can identify this portrait by the artist's initials, IRB, which are engraved just below the Queen's bust. This change in 1999 marked the beginning of a new era for Australian coinage, making any coin from this year a historically significant piece for collectors. Now, let's talk about the burning question. How many people actually want to buy this coin, and what is its current value? The demand for the 1999 50-cent coin is incredibly high and comes from a wide range of people. You have dedicated numismatists who are trying to complete their collections of Australian decimal coinage. You have investors who recognize the intrinsic and historical value of well-preserved coins. And you have a huge number of casual collectors and everyday Australians who are now actively checking their change, driven by the exciting prospect of finding a hidden treasure. The coin collecting market in Australia is experiencing significant growth, driven by a passion for history and culture, which means more and more people are looking to acquire key pieces like this 1999 issue. The truth is, if you list a high-grade 1999 50-cent coin for sale, you will have no shortage of interested buyers ready to make an offer. So, is the value really high or low? The answer depends entirely on the condition of your coin. If you have a standard, circulated coin that has been used in daily transactions, its value is relatively low. As of 2024, a circulated 1999 50-cent coin is valued at around 82 cents USD, which is just slightly above its face value. On the higher end of the circulated spectrum, a coin graded MS63 might fetch around $4.60, and one in MS64 condition could be worth about $6.10. While these are modest sums, they are still a nice premium over the coin's face value of 50 cents. However, we are not here to talk about small change. We are here to talk about the real money, and that's where the true value of this coin is revealed. The maximum price and the most incredible value are found in the uncirculated and proof versions of this coin. The Royal Australian Mint struck a massive 20,318,000 of these coins for general circulation. But for collectors, they also produced a very limited run of just 28,000 proof coins. Proof coins are struck with specially polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish and incredibly sharp details that are far superior to regular coins. The limited mintage of only 28,000 proof coins makes them highly sought after by collectors around the world. Because so few were made, the demand far outweighs the supply, which drives the price up significantly. This is the version of the coin that serious collectors are willing to pay a premium for. Furthermore, for the ultimate collector, there are even rarer silver-proof versions. The Royal Australian Mint also produced special silver-proof 50-cent coins in 1999, some as part of commemorative sets. For instance, the 20th Century Memories 6-coin set had a strict mintage limit of just 15,000 pieces. These silver proofs are made of 0.999 fine silver and are the crown jewels of any collection. The melt value of the silver alone in these coins is substantial. For a 0.999 fine silver-proof coin weighing 16.886 grams, the melt value as of mid-2026 is calculated at $36.80. That means even if the coin had no numismatic value, it would be worth nearly $37 just for its silver content. When you combine that intrinsic precious metal value with its extreme rarity and perfect proof finish, you can see why the price can be so high. These silver proofs, especially if they are in flawless condition, are the ones that command the biggest prices. So what is the absolute maximum price you could get for a 1999 50-cent coin? Well, that depends on a few factors, but for a standard copper-nickel proof coin in pristine condition, we are looking at a price guide value of well over $100. If you have one of the rare silver-proof varieties, especially those with an exceptionally high grade like PR69 Deep Cameo, the value can be significantly higher. Some of these special silver proofs, particularly if they are part of a sought-after set, can sell for hundreds of dollars. The value is not fixed. It fluctuates based on the market, the buyer's desire, and the coin's certified grade. A coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC in a perfect or near-perfect state will always attract a premium. The potential for a coin to be worth $50, $100, or even $200 or more is very real, which is a phenomenal return on a 50-cent piece. Let's dive deeper into the history of this coin's creation in 1999. It wasn't just built randomly. It was a carefully considered update to the nation's currency. The decision to introduce Ian Rank Broadley's fourth portrait of the Queen was a significant artistic and symbolic choice. It modernized the look of Australian coinage while maintaining the dignity and respect owed to the monarch. The obverse inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1999, clearly marks the year and the issuing authority. The reverse, which remained the classic coat of arms, was a testament to the stability and continuity of the nation's symbols. The coin was struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, a facility renowned for its high-quality production. Every detail, from the 12-sided shape to the engraved initials of the artists, was a deliberate choice to create a coin that was both functional and beautiful. Now, why should you, the audience, be motivated to care about this coin? Because the 1999 50-cent coin represents a fantastic opportunity. It is a piece of Australian history that is still accessible, yet holds the potential for significant value. For many people, coin collecting might seem like a hobby for the elite, but that's simply not true. Coins like this one are the perfect entry point. You can start by simply checking your own change, a practice that countless Australians are now doing thanks to the surge in interest in coin collecting. You could be holding a proof coin without even realizing it, as some do occasionally find their way into circulation. The thrill of the hunt, the possibility of discovering a small fortune in your pocket, is a feeling that is genuinely exciting. It connects you to the past and to a community of fellow enthusiasts. Moreover, the story of this coin is a story of adaptation and resilience, much like the country it represents. From the failure of the silver round 50-cent piece to the successful, iconic dodecagonal coin we know today, it's a narrative of learning and improvement. The 1999 coin, with its new portrait, is a symbol of progression. Owning this coin is like owning a small, tangible piece of that narrative. It is a conversation starter, a piece of art, and a store of value all wrapped into one. The fact that it was minted in such large numbers for circulation, yet with a very limited proof run, creates a fascinating dynamic where common and rare versions exist side by side. This duality is what makes collecting so compelling. Therefore, the 1999 50-cent Elizabeth II coin is indeed valuable. Its value is not just in its potential monetary worth, which can be substantial for the right specimen, but also in its historical significance as the first year of a new royal portrait. Its value is validated by the thousands of collectors who actively seek it out, creating a robust and eager market. While the circulated versions are relatively common, the proof and silver proof issues are genuinely rare and highly prized. The mintage figures of $28,000 for the copper-nickel proof and $15,000 for some silver proofs are the key to their high value. Rarity, combined with demand, is the fundamental driver of price in the numismatic world, and this coin has both in spades. In conclusion, your 1999 Australian 50-cent coin is a treasure. Its current value ranges from a modest few dollars for a worn coin to a potential windfall of hundreds of dollars for a pristine proof or silver proof version. Its history is rich, marking the start of a new era in Australian coin design with the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The coin was built to be a durable, functional piece of currency, but it has become so much more. It has become a cherished collectible, a historical artifact, and a potential investment. So I urge you to go and check your coin jars, your old wallets, and your drawers. Look for that distinctive 12-sided shape and the year 1999. If you find one, look closely at its condition. You might just be holding a small piece of history that is worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. The value is real, and the demand is only growing.